just about dead. We'll ride the dinosaur. Yeah, ride the dinosaur.
Hey everybody, welcome to Navel Gazing, the Valley Indy vlogcast. My name is Eugene Driscoll. I hope everybody is safe, healthy, and doing well out there. I just wanted to take a moment this afternoon, I guess it's 4:45 on Monday, to talk about something that's coming up in the city of Ansonia. Hopefully everybody can hear me. I never know with these things, but it looks like I am live. But before I talk about Ansonia, I just wanted to remind people yet again that the Great Give online fundraiser for a bunch of nonprofits in the Naugatuck Valley and Greater New Haven, including the Valley Indy, is coming up May 5th and May 6th. It starts 8 a.m. May 5th, goes 36 hours until 8 p.m. May 6th. This is the 11th Great Give. Yeah, I wrote myself a script, okay? And they've raised more than the event has raised. You have raised, not them, $10 million in 11 years. I'm trying to raise $10,000 to go towards the operating budget of this organization in 2021. You can help if you're so inclined by going to donate.valleyindy.org right now or at any point during the Great Give. I'll be doing a marathon stream session thing using Zoom and Facebook Live during the Great Give. I plan to do 20 to 24 hours of interviews, half-hour segments or so. The interviews will be with Valley nonprofit leaders. I'm trying to line up some high school kids, some seniors who are, looks like they've definitely lost a normal school year at the least at this point. A couple of politicians I'll try to cram in there. Started sending out emails today, inviting people on. So please, if you received an email, respond to me. I'm obviously, it's been a busy few weeks in the planet, I'm sure, or on the planet. I'm sure you're busy too, but so I'm very late in planning this. Which brings me, okay, to the city of Ansonia. This would normally be something I write a story about, but I just haven't had any time to do so. So the city of Ansonia has sent word that there is a virtual public hearing, 7 p.m. Tuesday, April 28th, on proposed bonding items. That's in front of the Board of Aldermen and the Tax Board, I believe. Just want to make sure I'm live. Looks like I am, at least based on from what I'm reading here. The public hearing was mentioned towards the end of a robocall from Mayor Cassetti Saturday, April 25th. It said, in part, a reminder, there will be a virtual public hearing on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for potential borrowing for our new building at 65 Main Street, police equipment, fire, and a recreational study. And you can see all this on the city website. There's some documents on there that indicate there could, at least at this point, maybe on a piece of paper that I saw online, a resolution providing for a referendum vote to be held June 2nd, 2020. And it looks like the city wants to borrow for 4 items. So let's see if I can bring them up and share them with you through the magic of Zoom without getting Zoom bombed. That is, that's not my nightmare. If it happens, it happens. So right here is information on how to join the meeting. This is the notice that's on the City of Ansonia website there, 7 p.m. You can see that you can join by URL and all that good stuff. And then the actual borrowing items, the questions are down here. First one is right here. I don't know if I highlight this. Does that work on Zoom? I don't know. Shall the city increase the appropriation and bond issuance authorization for the City of Ansonia Police Station by $3.1 million? So they're going from $12 million, as you see there, not to exceed $15 million or $15,180,000 to complete the renovation and rehabilitation of 65 Main Street, Ansonia, commonly known as Farrell Engineering Building and Building Number 3, for use as a police station and to include, et cetera, et cetera. So that's one item they're asking. They're going to be talking about holding a public hearing on. Question 2 is down below, 1.5 million general obligation bonds to the Ansonia road improvements. Question 3, $300,000 in bonds for firefighting improvements and for other things you can see there. And then question 4, shall the city issue not exceeding $100,000 general obligation bonds for the City of Ansonia recreation fields and facilities study? So a recreation and field study thing is being asked about in this as well. Okay, so those are, let me hit the stop share. Those are the questions. I'm sorry for stumbling my way through them, but obviously the interesting one, or one of the many interesting ones, is the police station one. And by the way, the public hearing is that's when the public, you, get a chance to share your thoughts, concerns, opinions, what have you, on those items. So that's your chance, and that's 7 p.m. Tuesday in the Zoom meeting. Go to the City of Ansonia website or check out their Facebook pages. They have it listed as an event if you want to participate. Now, this potential bonding has drawn the concern of at least one member of the Board of Aldermen that I'm aware of. That's Tarek Raslin. He represents the city's 2nd Ward. He posted a message on one of the Ansonia Facebook community pages, I think about 10:30 p.m. on Saturday. And I'm just going to read it to you. I would have turned this into a story, but I'm just going to read this. And then after I asked John Marini for a response, he's the Corporation Counsel. So here we go. This is me reading the news. From Tarek Raslin, posted on Facebook. Hello, Ansonia residents. I serve on the city's Board of Aldermen. I'm writing to let you know that the mayor's office is requesting the city borrow $3.1 million additional funds for the completion of the new Ansonia police station under construction on 65 Main Street, bringing the project total from about $12 million to $15.1 million. FYI, $15 million is 50% of what the city collects in taxes for an entire year. The first, I believe you meant, this is the first that I and all of the Democratic aldermen were alerted. I'm sorry, the first that I and all the Democratic aldermen were alerted of this request was on Friday, April 24th. We were not consulted. We were not notified. I can't speak for any of the Republican aldermen. There is a virtual video public hearing on the matter for tomorrow, 7 p.m., as I mentioned. Razlik says, as an alderman, I'm not happy about this. To date, we've been told that this project is on schedule and on budget. Nothing in the Public Building Commission meeting minutes would indicate otherwise. I'm sorry, nothing in the Police Building Commission minutes would indicate otherwise. And yet a request for $3.1 million more. There's like 3 more paragraphs here. It's worth remembering that this location was chosen because it was supposed to, quote, save money. I'm very sorry to say that this project has been completely mismanaged going back to 2014. So much wasted time and money. For anybody getting angry, I do have John Marini's response after this, the Corporation Counsel. Tarek continues, or Alderman Raslin continues. I'm sorry to bring this up at such a time. It's a big deal, and residents deserve to be alerted. This project needs more oversight, and there aren't enough checks and balances in our city government at the moment to provide it, so it's in your hands. On April 28th, the public will be asked to speak. The alderman will be asked to vote immediately after whether to send it to a referendum in June. He intends to vote no. He put a little update. Has any consideration been given to the implications of social distancing and lockdown, or what it would take to implement the appropriate safety precautions during a pandemic? Is that considerate to our government staff and public safety workers? There's much to talk about here. Had the members of the BOA been consulted, we could have had this conversation as a board prior to a public hearing. All right, so those comments were from Alderman Raslin at 10:30 Saturday on a Seymour Community Facebook page. And let me just see if I'm getting any comments on here. I don't even have an ability to see if I have comments, so I apologize for that. Let me type one thing, and I'm going to go on. I emailed John Marini, the Corporation Counsel for the City of Ansonia, yesterday to basically say, how do you respond to this and what's going on? And I'm going to read you that in 1 second. I just want to bring up my page to see if anyone is saying anything. Like, we can't hear a word you're saying. Stop babbling. No, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, so here is, to repeat, I sent John Marini the following question via an email. I read Tarek Raslin's comment. This is me to Marini on Facebook regarding a, quote, surprise public hearing Tuesday regarding the police station. That was a misquote. He never said surprise. That was me paraphrasing. And possible referendum. I wanted to ask you to explain what's happening in an email if possible, and to address the insinuation being made on social media that the city is trying to sneak something by the public. John Marini, the Corporation Counsel of Ansonia, replied Sunday with the following email, quote, Tuesday's public hearing is only the beginning of this conversation regarding a possible referendum/bonding initiative. The hearing will be preceded by a presentation by staff that will outline the need for the funds and how any future borrowing will impact the city's finances. The Board of Aldermen will make the ultimate decision as to whether the borrowing initiative will go to the voters, though there is no, quote, rush, unquote, or even an expectation that decision will be made Tuesday night. While I understand Mr. Raslin's concerns, I suggest that he wait to hear the facts before publicly rushing to judgment. Marini goes on, the decision to hold a public hearing at this time was advised by the city's bond counsel, Joseph Fasi, F-A-S-I, so that the city would have the option of proceeding with a referendum in tandem with the June presidential primary. Since the notice of the hearing was first published, the state rescheduled that primary from June to August. I can therefore assure residents that absolutely no city referendum will be scheduled in June. Other options include holding a referendum in conjunction with the August primary or the November presidential election. It is also possible the borrowing can be accomplished through resolution as authorized by the governor's executive order, waiving in-person voting requirements. Again, this is a decision for the Board of Aldermen to make after considering the myriad of concerns regarding public health and safety posed by the COVID-19 crisis. I got about another 4 paragraphs here. Raising this matter in the context of a recorded public hearing and joint meetings of the Board of Aldermen and Tax Board is as transparent as it gets. If you're just joining me, this is John Marini responding to an email asking him to respond to something Alderman Raslin said. The mayor and staff encourage those with questions and concerns to attend the virtual meeting. That was the end of John Marini's email. And I should just repeat all the, you know what, I'm not going to go through. If you just join me now, just wait till this is over. I'm almost done and then just watch from the beginning. But I emailed John Marini back and I asked, why does the city need more money for a police station? And he responded, 2 main factors. Number 1, the larger space of 65 Main Street, that's where the current police station is under construction, necessitates additional funds to outfit the entirety of the building, including windows, utilities, and elevator access to 3 additional floors not contemplated in the original Olson Drive design, 68,000 square feet versus 22,000 square feet proposed at Olson Drive. And 2, the police building committee advised strongly against any sacrifices to the core police station project to offset the additional cost. I want to correct myself right now because I said that 65 Main Street is the police department building under construction. I'm not 100% sure of that. It just says 65 Main Street. I don't want to misquote anybody, and I'm doing this live. Marini went on to say the extra funds also include $400,000 for updated PD equipment, not accounted for in the initial borrowing. Remember, because the question here is going from 12 to 15 million. That's what they're going to be. That's what the public hearing is about tomorrow. One of 4 questions. Remember that this project encompasses not only the core police station project, but additional space to accommodate governmental and community functions in the lower floor, along with an extremely valuable and strategic public parking lot. So Marini then said in italics for emphasis, his emphasis, the core police station project is actually on budget. The station itself is still scheduled to cost no more than $12 million. End of the Tarek and John emails. That's all the information I have on tomorrow's public hearing in Ansonia. I would strongly encourage you to perhaps buy a subscription to the Connecticut Post. Perhaps they're doing a story that'll be published tomorrow explaining this a little more in depth, but I just wanted to bring you what I know in a quick and efficient way, considering that the meeting is tomorrow night and it's important. So please check the city's website and Facebook, again, for the Zoom info and everything you need to know to participate in democracy in the city of Ansonia. Thank you.